Right, now I prefer a demijohn. This is a demijohn, the bottle, and it takes 8 pints or 1 gallon of liquid. Now roughly equal to 4 litres of liquid. On top, that's an air trap. Little vinegar flies are nasty little creatures. If you don't seal the wine, they get inside and turn it into vinegar, which is why they're called vinegar flies. So to keep them out, we put a water bubble trap on. That allows the gases from the wine to, when it's fermenting, to go and push its way through the bubbles at the top there. And the water stays, of course, inside and doesn't allow the vinegar flies to get back in. So that's what that's about. So that's a demijohn. Not the fairy liquid behind. Not going to use that. But normally you do sterilise the jars. I give them a good clean. Hot water I use. I don't use sterilising tablets. It's long-winded, and I've never had a problem. Never had a wine turn to rubbish. So there we go. I'm using pure grape juice, Welch's grape juice, 100%, nothing in it but grape juice. They say. I don't know, maybe it's got a preservative, but they don't say it has. So that's 1 litre. I'm going to use 2 of those. I've just poured some into a glass because I want to take the SG of it. That's the specific gravity, which will tell me roughly how much sugar is in there. And the sugar is important because that's what turns to alcohol when you put the yeast in. It feeds on it, eats it, farts it out, and it's alcohol, and that's what you drink. So I have to get my little thingy, and I will just check that what the SG is. That's pure grape juice that's going into that demijohn. So get my little for the moment I forgot what I call these. It's unit that floats in the liquid, and depending on the sugar it will float like a fishing float, if you like, and on there it will tell you how much sugar you've got in, and these are marked out where it goes to the yellow. The first brown is where you start for beer. The yellow is table wine, and the brown just below it is dessert wine. The difference is table wine is weaker than dessert wine. By law, you're not allowed to make more than 14% alcohol in wine. So the base of that is 14%. So that's 12 to 14%. Below that, the yellow is something like 8% to the 12%. So let's pop it in and see what happens. So yeah. So that's pure grape juice. Now you can see roughly where it's floating. It's actually at the top of the yellow. So for a table wine, it's just the yellow just poking. It's actually got into the yellow, which is okay for a table wine. But that's a little bit too weak, thinks I. I'd rather get it up towards 14. So I will add sugar to that. And I'm guessing now the sugar I will need, maybe I will need ½ kilo for the demijohn. So I'll put the grape juice in, 2 litres, and then I'll top it up with water, the demijohn that is. But I'll leave a space where I can melt sugar on a cooking pot on the cooker. I can melt it into the water, into some water, then mix it up in the demijohn and then take the SG of that by putting it back into a glass. So it's called inverting the sugar. By warming it up, you melt it into a gooey liquid and then pour it into the wine and it'll mix it all up. Then we'll take a new SG reading and see what alcohol I'm going to make. Okay, so I'm going to turn this off while I just put it down there for a moment. And now I'll put the wine into the demijohn, wherever I've put the tun dish. There it goes. Just wash the tun dish. Always keep everything clean. Good housekeeping. Right. Now I've got to get this into the thing without spilling. There we go. There we go. I need to wash that yet. I'll be using it in a mo. Now I'll put the other grape juice in when I get the top off. So glug, glug, glug. You can do this with 1 litre of grape juice. You don't have to use 2 litres. I'm feeling extravagant, but it is better. It's got more body in it, so obviously it's better. I'll just mix that out a little bit, swirl it out with water. Get everything. That's me, I'm greedy. Let's see, there was quite a bit left in there. So, good for me. Thinking, well, this is the one I opened first. I haven't yet depleted it. So now I will. Oh, it looks quite thick. This looks like a good grape juice. Hopefully it's Spanish. I'm not a French wine fan. I'm certainly not Californian either. Spanish is my favourite. But Hungary, Romania, they all make very good wines. In other words, they have very good grapes. So now I'm going to put some water with that. Then I will mix up some, invert some sugar in a saucepan. So first let's put some water in it. I should have emptied my bowl first. I'm doing this a little bit about face. So that's pure water from the tap. In fact, I think I've put too much there. Not left enough space. I'll put this plug back just in case there's any of these little vinegar flies. It doesn't take them long to smell it out. Enjoying my beer while I do it. I get a saucepan. I'll just use the milk saucepan. I won't make too much water with it. I'm just going to invert it. I'll get some sugar. From the sugar, wait, no. Here we go. I'm going to make this up to, this is sugar, up to half a kilo. Half a kilo. Half a kilo. Hope my phone's not going to run out of battery. Haven't checked it. Yeah, picture's still running, so it should be still looking pretty. I didn't dry that off, did I? So I'll add some warm water as soon as it gets warm. Okay, now I'll add some water to that sugar. It's half a kilo of sugar. Then I will. So I'm just inverting the sugar, just melting it. Not melted yet, you see. You have to keep it moving, otherwise the sugar on the bottom will burn and that will ruin the wine. So you have to make sure that the water doesn't get still, because the sugar is all on the bottom, and just end up with a smelly smoky treacle. So okay, I'll take that off the heat now. It's warm enough and it will be completely melted by now. If I didn't stir it, it would in fact go clear, but turn the cooker off. The reason is I'm not cooking because the saucepan is one of those good quality thick metal saucepans, so it holds the heat for a long time. Only that. A little bit of technical there. That's good to go. I'll just check the temperature and yolk. Oh no, that's great. So let's put the ton dish back in, and let's now add the sugar, the inverted sugar that is, the sugar liquid. Now hopefully this is going to take this up to 12%, I'm hoping. God, I should have used a saucepan with a spout. Right. There's still some sugar left in, so I'll use the tap and swirl it in there because there's still space. Oh, that I didn't want to happen. Okay, I'm going to leave a little bit of space. Normally I would leave a little bit more, but I just went past it. So the reason being, sometimes this can ferment quickly and it bubble and it'll all come shooting back into the bubble trap. So I'm hoping it won't get that quick now, because I didn't intend to do that. An accident. Well, it's not an accident, it's deliberate. So that is almost it. I'll put this trap back on just to make sure, because it only takes a split second for one little fly to get in and it destroyed everything. There is some water in there, as you can see. So, we now have to put yeast. Forget the other stuff that people tell you about tannins and couldn't forget it. It's a load of bullshit. All you need now is yeast. Let me give it a swirl around a bit first. Shake it all up. It's just it doesn't want to rip. We have means. Don't beat me like that. So now I pour this into the. This is a dry powdered yeast. You can't see it, but so I'm pouring this into the demijohn. And not let it touch the sides. I want it going straight onto the liquid. Don't want it to touch the sides of the bottle. That's it. Now all I'm going to do, and stick this back in case that little beast is in about. All I'm going to do is just give it a little bit of a. That's it. Now that is ready to start fermenting. But what I'll do now is top the bubbles or the bubble traps up, because there's only a little drop of water in there. So let me empty the style, just give it a rinse through and get all the old out. You have to twist it round because it's like an S-bend. So I'm clearing that. I'll pour some water in from here, from the tap. No, that's more than enough, but it will level itself out. So now you see I have water in. It's a bit too much, but it'll bubble it, it'll level itself out. So I put that in nice and tight. Not because they can push it out, the little flies, it's because if it ferments rapid, it might be able to pop it out a bit, but there's not that much pressure. It should all relieve through here. So that bubble's full. That's empty now. That's because I pushed it down and generated some pressure. So now I will just move that to where it's close to a, well, I don't use the radiator, but that's where it's going. Okay, so that's it now. We'll just leave that, and it probably starts up within a couple of hours, not immediately. Then you'll see bubbles coming up here, right, and then you know it's fermenting. When that stops, it's eaten all the sugar, and it's made all the alcohol. It's maximum alcohol. If you want it a bit sweeter, you kill it at 1% or 0.5%, just to keep a bit of sugar in there. Okay, that's it.